Hello, programmers! You're here again. So, in the last chapter, we were talking about system commands, and I was saying that we could take the opportunity to talk a little bit about how now can be used as a note-taking format. We were talking about how we have these sections. You have the section title or section header. The headers, and calling that based on HTTP1 format, and the body of that section. So the other interesting thing about now is that every section whose title starts with a capital letter, like this, notes or my notes. If the first letter is capital, then it's going to simply collect the section into a text variable. So there's this variable, $text, that you can use to access these parts of the document. And in practice, what that means is that you can write notes around your document as long as the title is capitalized, So you don't have to, contain yourself while using now into writing code. You can just take notes. And as I said before, the format for this section, these headers, it's going to follow the same rules of a value of a dict inside the header. So it could go both like key 2, v2, key 3, then 3, etc. That would create a dictionary, but you can also create a list. So you could write strings like that, but in the end it's tiresome to type that much, right? So you could do that, and this is going to simply work, but as I said, now is a language very much focused on being write friendly. Okay, so now is very write friendly. So the idea is that you're not supposed to suffer too much while writing a document. Okay, so there's this alternative format for a list of strings, for instance. So instead of doing all this quoting, open quote, close quote, and you risk forgetting to close one or doing too much, or inserting a quote inside a quote, etc. So instead of doing that, you can simply use this arrow, and then what you have is a list of notes, like a bullet list, that's very simple to write. So you can start any other new section and simply start typing without worrying too much about formats. And that's it. That's a completely valid document, and it's not going to explode in error, etc. And if you add a command run and print $text, I believe, let me see. Yeah, you can see that the document has this $text variable, and that's a dictionary with all what you see between parentheses is pairs. So it's always a pair of key equals value. So you have like note taking, and that's the title, and there's no description. My notes, it's another dict. Here it's a dict, but if you try to use it, it's going to transform into a list, because dicts in now, as long as they have sequential numbers as keys, they're going to become lists anyway. It's not like Lua now has a list type, but it's only that the dicts are kind of smarter, So if you want to, let's say, print text, you can get a value that's my notes. You see that, now you're going to use the object get. Object, I mean the commands O, right? And here you go, I have another dict with a list of things. And basically, you're never probably going to use this. I use that on some occasions where a template is too much and simple string is too little. So sometimes here and there you're going to use a text session in your code, but most of the time you're going to use that for documentation, for instance, you know. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you. See ya.